Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Michael B, and we've got some fun news to talk about it this Friday. Of course, we got some AtGames news over the course of the last 2 days. We found out the next game from Zen Studios on the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K is going to be Champions Pub. On top of that, we got information on their April sale. We're not done talking about pinball there, as today could have been one of the largest days in the world of pinball in recent history. There were 3 companies poised to show announcements or teasers of the next game. We only got one, but it might be the biggest of all, and that is Stern Pinball and King Kong. And then last but not least, we got some big Nintendo Switch 1 news, believe it or not. Still stuff happening on the Nintendo Switch, and if you're a fan of retro games, specifically Sega Genesis, you're going to want to check out the games added to their Sega Genesis Nintendo Switch Online lineup today, including one of my personal favorites. So that's right, guys. We got a lot of fun news to share with you today. AtGames have some virtual pinball news as well as their April sale. We got some physical pinball news with Stern announcing the Myth of Terror Island, King Kong, and then last but not least, we got some old school retro goodness for you, especially if you're a Sega Genesis fan, with new games added to the Nintendo Switch Online library. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate the support. If this is your first time to the channel and you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe, click the bell for notification, all that YouTube jazz. In probably the biggest news of the day, Stern Pinball finally put out a teaser for their upcoming King Kong game that we all knew that was coming. King Kong, the Myth of Terror Island, full reveal coming on April 15th. Now, Stern were cool enough to send me out an invite to come check out the machine on April 15th at their factory, but unfortunately, I won't be able to go. Being in Canada and how expensive it is to fly to the US, it's not really in the cards right now, but I am very thankful that they did offer that, as this is going to be an absolutely epic unveiling. A lot of people have been very much anticipating the next release from Stern, specifically because of who's making the game. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is going to be another Keith Elwin game. You guys may know Keith Elwin. He makes some of the most amazing games from Stern Pinball. He himself, before he was a pinball designer, was a championship level player. He has made such amazing games as the #1 game on Pinside, Godzilla, the #3 game on Pinside, I almost said 2, #3 game on Pinside, which is my most recent Stern Pinball pickup, Jurassic Park. He also recently made the very excellent Jaws Pinball as well. Seems like he's sticking with those giant movie monsters, because next up is, in fact, King Kong. Now, while we didn't get a lot from today's teaser trailer, if you go back to the last teaser trailer from Stern Pinball, we got to look at what the game's big mech was for D&D when you could see that dragon head briefly on the teaser trailer. Today was no exception. About midway through the video, they showed this gong, which seems to be in the center of the table, which we assume will be used for activating modes or the main target. It's going to be interesting to see. Next week, we should know everything by April 15th, but right now, this is the only image we have to go on for the actual Kong Myth of Terror Island pinball table. I want to call it the Terror of Myth Island for some reason, but this is all we have to show of the machine so far, other than we know who's making it, and we know when the full reveal is, and we've seen the logo for the game. Anyways, most of us who follow pinball rumors have known this was the game that was coming out for a long time. If you go back to April 1st, Stern themselves shared some jokes that they were making a monkey-themed pinball machine. We all knew Kong was coming. It's good for it to finally be out there. Now, I want to move on and talk a little bit about retro gaming and the Nintendo Switch. So today we got the April update for the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack, Sega Genesis April game updates. And ladies and gentlemen, I was so excited to see the first game because this is one I didn't anticipating coming to the Nintendo Switch Online library. If you go back and you take a look at the Genesis Mini and the Genesis Model 2 Mini, they basically put on Streets of Rage 2 and Streets of Rage 3 and avoided the original game, even though this is my favorite game in the series. I'm so excited that I'm finally going to be able to play Streets of Rage with that Genesis controller on my Nintendo Switch. We also are getting Super Thunderblade, and this looks like a very fun game. It's got that Space Harrier type style gameplay, except you're playing in a helicopter. Who didn't love helicopters and action like this back in the 80s? This is also going to be a very fun addition to your Sega Genesis lineup. It's that classic early Genesis goodness, and we're getting more of it. And then last but not least, eSWAT, City Under Siege, and, well, you know, this is the worst of the bunch. This is a game I haven't put a lot of time into, but I'm interested to try it out all the same. I don't anticipate too much greatness with this, but the first two games are already so freaking good, and Streets of Rage, like I said, one of my all-time favorites. I'm very happy with the April game update for the Sega Genesis. This continues to be the most complete lineup on the Nintendo Switch Online. Now, if you want to take a ride in the Wayback Machine to when I didn't have any gray hair and I was just starting out with my YouTube journey, collecting retro games and playing them, making reviews, making pickup videos here on YouTube, I, of course, did do a playthrough of Streets of Rage on the Sega Genesis. Like I said, one of my favorite games. That's not blowing smoke up your ass. I absolutely love Streets of Rage. So excited to see it show up finally on the Nintendo Switch Online Sega Genesis library. Now, last but not least, let's talk about AtGames. And there's been a weird thing going on all of 2025 with AtGames and Zen Studios, where they tell us we're going to be getting a Zen Studios game, but they don't tell us exactly what it is until right before the release date. So we know we have two coming up this month. We now have details on what the first game is. So the first game coming to the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K in April is going to be Champions Pub. Now, me personally, I'm going to tell you, this is a game I haven't put any time into. I can't tell you if this is good, not good, fit to eat. It's one I haven't spent a lot of time with. So far, it looks interesting. That big mech of the champion, the burly guy up there, that's going to be interesting to play with. Hopefully, this is one of those surprise experiences like Black Rose. And, you know, even though a lot of people like it, not one of those kind of fuddle-duddle experiences like Junkyard. So hopefully, Champions Fun can be very exciting, and hopefully later on in the month we get something really friggin' cool like Theater of Magic or Cirque Voltaire. Now, that wasn't the only news we got from AtGames in the last 24 hours, as we also got details on what's going to be involved in their April sale from April 18th to 21. Last chance to lock in low prices before the tariffs hit, AtGames are calling it, for anybody that's looking for any big surprises compared to last month. Temper your expectations as we go through this. We get to the April sale, and it's pretty much exactly what you see in previous months. Everything is focused on the AtGames affordable financing sales, and there's different values you can get through. So you can see all these. These are available on AtGames webpage. They've already put a post up. There's nothing really out there that's mind-blowing or anything to really catch you off guard. Pretty much with every single deal that you could have out there, you get a $50 coupon off PinballNet and a $50 coupon off the arcade control panel if you are so interested. And then, yeah, other than that, like the AtGames Attack from Mars 4K is now available, the full kit again. In my opinion, that's the best AtGames Legends Pinball 4K. I know my buddy 19K Fox just got one. He absolutely loves it. Just did some very cool mods with it. So stay tuned to his channel to check out what he did with his AtGames Legends Pinball 4K Attack from Mars. And you can now get this, the full boat, instead of just the, what do they call it, the starter edition. You can get the full boat now through the AtGames affordable financing again, but unfortunately none available with the SSF kit included. Then on top of that, we're going to go down, we've got some game sales, and it's the same as in previous months. You can save up to 15%, 12.25% for some reason off the website, 15% off directly off the machine. Don't understand why they're doing that. I won't try to justify it. That's just the way it is. Keep that in mind. You've also got deals on HD games. Same with Legends 4K Pinball Net and Legends Arcade Net. Pretty much the exact same deals. Then we've got some Legacy Legends HD products. You can get a Legends Pinball Micro, $4.99. Legends Ultimate Mini, $4.99, and of course the AtGames Legends Gamer Pro, $2.19. And guys, that's it for the sales. Pretty much identical to last month's sales. Nothing that's going to blow your socks away, but that's what's available from AtGames, and they're saying there might not be any more sales coming in the future due to the tariffs. So anyways, guys, that's everything for today. My quick Friday news blast. Very excited to check out next week, King Kong, The Myth of Terror Island, Pinball from Keith Elwin and Stern Pinball. Obviously, the last couple of games he've done, all like chef's kiss. So very excited to see what this game is going to be like. We already know what pinball enthusiasts think of his previous games. Godzilla's still number 1. Jurassic Park's still number 3. Jaws is up there in that top 10. So where will King Kong sit? How cool is the game going to be? Tune in next week. Then on top of that, Nintendo Switch Online, Sega Genesis continues to be the best curated library on the Nintendo Switch Online, getting 3 really good classic Genesis games, and of course, Streets of Rage, which is one of my all-time favorites. And then last but not least, we've got some AtGames news. Champion Pub's coming up. Not the most exciting table, but still a fun Zen Pinball edition. And the April sale really kind of disappoints, but you really can't expect anything different. The sales have been kind of the same for the last couple months. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of all this news? Is there anything you're excited about? Once again, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I'll talk to you next time.